Sunshine Wild Pack, it's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. Before I get started, hopefully you love the content that I produce for you all, the readings that I give every day, and you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, being sure to hit the little ringy-dingy bell so you're sure to get all the notifications. Starting next week, I'm going live 3 times a week on Monday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Friday mornings for a mixed bag. On Mondays, I will be reading for the zodiac signs. Each sign will get a card pulled for it and kind of help you know what the rest of the week is going to be. Also, I just found out, I guess a lot of you don't know, that I put out every month, I put out the Spirit Animal Scopes, which is a monthly overview for each zodiac sign. You'll find the link below to the playlist in that. And then on Wednesdays, whatever animal shows up for that day, we're going to be taking a deep dive into that animal. After that, we might be talking about a chakra. There might be a psychic development thing, a tarot reading lesson, something. And then we are saving Friday for a surprise, mostly because I don't know what we're doing Friday yet. I'm back and forth about a couple of different things, but you'll be able to see all of this live. And I am no longer broadcasting from Twitch. Enough with Twitch. And I'm only broadcasting from YouTube. I won't be broadcasting, I think, to Facebook or anything else. If you want to find me, you'll find me here or at my forums, which is wildpackwisdom.com/forums, wildpackwisdom.com/forums. And so let's jump right in, because today is the heart chakra day. The color's coming out a little blue on my monitor, but this really is a super green shirt. And, you know, green, the healing, the growth, you know, that's assigned to the heart chakra color, or the color assigned to the heart chakra, right? And the color of the color meaning of that is, of course, you know, green, and it's, again, it's abundance, and it's healing, and it's all about things taking root and being very, very healthy. And so the first thing that I'm called to say to you all is what's going on in this reading. Pardon me one moment. Look, green glass. Is there's a divine triad going on in your heart. And a divine triad is anything in threes: Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Maiden, Mother, Crone, beginning, middle, and end, that kind of thing. Today is June 3rd. The Three of Pentacles is a 3. And there are any number of 3s that have come up in this reading already this morning for you all. And so the first thing I am told to share is that it's time for you all to really pay good attention to the number 3. I'm guessing it's showing up in your life more than you have maybe recognized at this point. Or if you have recognized it, it's not a coinky-dink. Repeating numbers are very much associated with angel numbers. You'll find the link to 33, my angel number description for 33 down below, or 333. I don't remember which one it was. It was down there in the comments section. And so all of that said, I would tell you that things are working in your favor as long as you remain open to 2 things. Now, it's interesting because this week has been so far all about really accomplishment. You know, Monday was about standing up, being yourself. Don't be afraid to be seen. The reading on Tuesday, just one theme ran into the other about, you know, this thing that you want to do, but you're either, you know, you're either in fight or flight or freeze. Mostly you're in flight and freeze, not necessarily standing and fighting. That was most of the energy. And then yesterday's reading was just all about taking that step, you know, getting with the program, and don't be the Lord of abandoned success, right? Because yesterday was the 8 of Cups, and in that card, it looks like a cup is missing, but it's really not. There really are 8 cups there, but that old boy is turned away, and he's walking away, and he's sad, and he's miserable because he didn't get what he wanted, but it's only in his mind. He didn't see what was really there. And so one of the things that I'm compelled to tell you is, you know, I love it when people critique me. I do it. I do. Because most of you all, like when you see a typo somewhere, or this isn't working, or that's not working, I consider it as you have my back. and you let me know. You'll text me, or you'll call me, or you'll email me, or you'll message me on my forums, or anywhere. Y'all get in touch with me. So I appreciate that. That's a lot of collaboration. And that's also what the Three of Pentacles card is about. And it correlates to the mouse in my deck, the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, which is the deck that I read from. And this card is all about collaboration. When you take a look at this card, what you'll see is there's a stonemason and then two people standing there collaborating on how they're going to, presumably, how they're going to brainchild or create this monastery, this big architectural thing. And what you'll notice is that in the robe is a nun. That's not a dude. It's a nun. And she's the one holding the blueprints. And what that suggests is that whatever this mission is that you're on, whatever this is that you want to accomplish, it's a sacred thing. Meaning, nuns are very associated with service of the divine, service to the people, being direct employees, so to speak, of God. And I contend that we're all God. We're all parts of God. And so you're being called to be the architect of your own life. You're being called to be the divine messenger of God to yourself. But this all is going to go back to you being yourself and doing for yourself and architecting your own life. You've got to make the blueprints. You've got to make the decisions. Now, does that mean you do it in a vacuum? Absolutely not. Because that is exactly what the Three of Pentacles is all about. Here you've got, again, the divine triad, right up here, which is a balance of feminine and masculine. There's just so much symbolism and meaning in this, well, all tarot cards, but in this one in particular, given this week. Now, that doesn't mean that this card is not as powerful any other time. It just means that in the context of what's flowing energetically for the Wild Pack this week, it's a big deal, because what it lets you know is you're headed towards success. But you've got to do that by collaboration, which is why I love when y'all write and tell me things, right? And I even love when people get nasty about it. They're because you can listen, y'all can tell by somebody's email. Well, there's a reason they call me psychic, right? But you can tell by the verbiage in somebody's email. Are they passive aggressive? Are they being hateful? Are they being, I know something more than you do, or you're so unprofessional, or whatever. You can tell by the language that they use. That's why there's a science to that, and works and works, by the way. But I even like that, because the people that are most triggered, that write me the most, meaning they won't write and say, hey, just wanted to let you know, hope I'm this, hope I'm that. They just write and they'll say, this is wrong. One person wrote me even and told me, well, I should think that you would do this, and you'd be well served if you did this and you did this. And I thought, and that's why we could never get your reading on the books and get the date right. I'm not supposed to read for you. That's not happening. And okay. But it was a call for me to take a look at a couple of things. And so I did, and I tweaked them, and I'm so much the better for it. So I thank that person. They didn't make me angry. They didn't hurt my feelings. They didn't make me upset. They just made it real clear. I should, like yesterday's card, I should walk away from that which no longer serves. And then today, what should be happening is you should be walking towards those things that do serve, as long as you collaborate with others and you're willing to be the architect and the stonemason of your own life. Now, collaborating means setting up the plan. The execution of that plan, that would also require collaboration in some way, shape, or form. The no man is an island thing, but definitely when it comes to the Three of Pentacles. Now, here's how I know you're going to be successful. I know that I know. I told y'all the story earlier this week. Pardon me. The guitar pick story. If you were on the live on Tuesday, it was the story of how I was giving a reading a platform reading to a woman I've never seen before, don't know from anybody, and started talking to her about guitars and guitar picks. And another lady lunged. The video will be up next week, hopefully by Sunday, maybe. The lady lunged for the carpet and scared the bejeebers out of everybody. And when she popped up, she had something in her hand and she handed it to the lady I was reading. And the lady turned white as a ghost and she turned around and looked at me and I went, "What is that?" She held it up. She said, "It's a guitar pick." I was so shocked. My knees almost went out from under me. In the video, you'll see I had to lean up against a door jamb. I honest to goodness thought I was going to fall down. Wow. So also during that time, the messages that were coming through about it was so powerful. But the lady that I'm going to tell you about now, and why I'm like, please, please, please listen. This mouse is cute, but let's be honest here. A lot of people don't like mice and rats. And sure enough, she got the rat card pulled, which in my deck is a picture of the mom holding a little baby rat. It's this, oh my gosh, it takes my breath away every time. It's the sweetest mother and baby picture ever. And she made a big deal out of it. She's like, "I got a rat." Oh, and everybody laughed and la la. Well, when I told her what rat was trying to tell her, then she burst into tears because it wasn't so funny anymore. And she didn't discount rat and didn't like it so much because it was no joke. And part of that message was this: mice are so smart. And when you talk about collaborating with a mouse, when you take a look at what they will recycle, upcycle, when they get their little paws and claws around something that they know is going to work for them, they drag that puppy back onto their nest and into their burrows and that kind of thing, and there it sits. And so you're being asked to see what collaboration you can do with people, but then also what kind of collaboration can you do with the pieces parts. And that can be mentally, emotional, physically. And what I mean by that is this. So I'm having a bunch of work done in my backyard. I'm going to share some pictures on the forums here this week. And we've been able to use and reuse a fair amount of material, probably saving me $1,500. But that's all due to my handy guy who's like, look at those, and he'll say, "Well, you want to accomplish this. What if I do it this way and we use this to do this? It'll be, by the way, stronger, more long lasting. It'll solve all of these problems." Whereas my original architectural idea was so basic, he was able to take it 10 levels up. And so we did. It's that kind of thing. So whatever this thing is you want to accomplish, because that's been the whole theme of this week so far, is what are you walking away from that you're walking away too soon? You're abandoning the success that's coming to you. That was in the 8 of Cups. And then what is this thing that you really, really have got to place some faith in and be the best architect of your own life? And that means collaborating with people, like I'm collaborating with my handy guy. And lo and behold, it's a better what we needed. And it's just, to y'all, it would be as simple as, well, all he did was plop down 2x4 or 2x2 stones and put your hose holders on the top of it. Yes, but he had to level the ground. What he leveled the ground with was leveling sand and some of the pebbles that went up under the patio I had built. Who knew? And then, by the way, if y'all have ever had one of those hose thingies where you got to wind it up to suck your hose back in, I said, "Why are you dumping sand in the bottom of that?" He said, "So it doesn't scoot around on you." He said, "You've got to have something weighted in there so it doesn't." He said, "And by the way, it'll get wet because the hose is eventually going to drip in here. Even if the hose doesn't leak, it's going to drip sometimes. And then that'll just go through the sand and the rock and out the bottom. But it'll, I looked at him, and he had even gone so far as to take the bags of, I live on, it's not even dirt. It's sugar sand mixed with clay. Nothing grows in it. Nothing. So I've had to bite the bullet and spend the money if I want to grow anything to literally cover all of my yard, well, at least a little bit at a time right now, with garden soil and cow manure, because other than that, it wasn't going to grow. And I had a number of raised beds put in because other than that, things were not going to grow. So what that showed me, what he did was he took the empty bags of the soil that I've been using and he lined those things with it. That's less nursery cloth I had to use. And it's a permanent barrier for the next 10 or 20 years, right? Until it rots out, which would be 10 or 20 years from now. That said, you're being called by Mouse to take a look at the pieces, parts, to move forward, to be the architect of your own life. And I hope that was helpful. So pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, subscribe to my YouTube channel, get on over to wildpackwisdom.com/forums. And as always, do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild.